Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 11 of the Mindful Living Project. So fast, we're already on day 11. So today, another exciting session from Esther. We'll be having a session and talking about utilizing both Western astrology as well as Bazi. So without further ado, I'll pass the mic to Esther and she'll begin when she's ready. Well, tonight we have quite a good participation, and now we already have 20 facts. Yeah, so all of us looking forward. Thank you, Esther. Over to you.
Hello, welcome everyone. Today we're going to do a case study. We will look at how we read a chart using Western astrology, as well as, now you can see it, Western astrology as well as Bazi. So it would be useful for you if you were to draw up your charts if you have, okay? If you don't have them, it's fine. You can listen in. It will still give you insights. So I'm going to start with showing you a Western astrology chart. Okay, this one. Okay. Can you see this chart? You can see, yeah? Yes. Now, this is my late husband's chart. I don't think he will mind if I share it. He's always been very open about it anyway. So, anyway, if he objects, he will come to me tonight. Okay, as you can see, he's a rising Scorpio. Yes. So as a rising Scorpio, right, his personality is one that is he wants to know what he can get from you. 这个是没有讲骗话啦. It's quite true one. So with us then, right, I always tease him that okay, something is wrong with my pen. It's not working. Wait, just give me a minute. Yeah, my pen is not working. Why? Now it's working. Okay. Just give me a minute. Can you guys see the screen all right? Sorry, let's try this again. Yeah, it still doesn't clear up. Sorry. That was Ahwat, is it?
Yeah, I messaged you something.
On how to clear, okay. Provided I know how to call up the chat. Give me a minute. Okay. Hang on. Just. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Okay. Let's try this again. There you go. Okay. Let's start again. This one is his rising sign. He's a rising Scorpio. I tell you about his personality first, then you can follow the story. Yeah. Now, when I first met him, at that point in time, I was a single parent, a divorcee. My son was already quite grown up. He's already 17 years old at that time. So, you know, in those days, it's not very easy for a man to buy one, get one free, you know. But in my case, it was buy one, get 1, 2, 3, 4, get 5 free, because I come with a son that's almost grown up, young adult already, 17 years old. I come with my mom. I come with 2 dogs and 1 cat. That is a lot. That's a buy one, get 5. But I mean, most men would be quite turned off with that. But he was quite okay, because you know why? His idea was, he's quite unconventional in his thinking. He's a son Aquarius. His idea was, I save on milk powder and diaper money, and I don't need to wake up in the middle of the night to take care of a baby. You see how interesting his viewpoint is? Now, to top it off, He's a moon in Taurus. He wants things relatively easy. So he has always said that if the sun is already so big, then he don't need to do all the teething problems, like having got to literally go through the child's teething period, discipline period, teaching period, homework period. He's quite safe from all that. So he wants things easy, moon in Taurus. Now, you see his Neptune in house 1. He's a man with a lot of secrets. And it's quite true. Some of his secrets also he never told me. And I never asked because we once made a statement. Because he's a rising Scorpio, I'm a sun Scorpio. So we both know we got secrets. Don't need to say because it's already in the past. Okay, we are only interested in now. Now we're together. Now we focus on what we can build together. So our relationship was very founded on very practical platform. Okay, you see this? He's a thinker. So he's a very logical person. Moreover, he's a sun Aquarius. Mercury in house 3, because house 3 is how you think. So Mercury here, they use logic a lot. That's why we don't quarrel. We don't have shouting matches. If we're not happy, we don't bang things. We don't show temper. We are actually quite matured. He would tell me, okay, you're not in a good space, or I'm not in a good space. Let's just walk away and come back to this later. Because he has this one here. He has Mercury in house 3. He's very much logic-based. Because he once shared that, so what if you are not happy, you bang table, you break a couple of cups. After that, problem still not solved. Yeah? So I think it makes a lot of sense. So we've always abided by that. Now you see his Sun and Venus in house 4. He's a very stubborn character. A lot of our friends who know him, they always say that Esther is the more loud one. Esther is the more vocal person of the two, and so on and so forth. That is true. But you see, house 4 is your inum coli, right? Not? It's your secret self, right? Not? So our friend is at home, very stubborn one. Don't want means don't want. Okay. Now he has special needs because he's a patient with special needs. He's got medical conditions. So usually for us, we will cook, and then when it's ready, everybody eats. Whether you're hungry or not, you just eat because it's time to eat. But with Stan, it's very different. I have to cater especially for him. If I cook it and he's not hungry, he will not touch it. And he can go for 2-3 hours without eating if he's not hungry. So basically, he is on demand feeding. Because why? Stubborn ma. You see, he's got these two planets here. Very stubborn. I suppose in a way I'm very fortunate that Mercury was not in house 4. Because if it was, right, really is 没有得逞雄的. Is I want my way means my way, especially since he's a rising Scorpio. Okay? Now, you see his house 5 romance, North Node here, no. That means must do romance, right? No? Left to his own devices, he will not get married, man. Because if you don't even do romance, how to get married? Unless you matchmake, lah. But in today's timing, we don't matchmake anymore, man. Correct, not? Maybe in some cultures like India or olden China, yes, they still carry on the practice. But in modern city living like Singapore, we don't do matchmaking much anymore. So with this placement, he knew he wasn't getting married. Now, Stan only had 3 goals. One of them was to get married. So you see, this is the part where we always say, what you want is not so important. What is more important is that you must take action to follow up on it, okay, to get you closer to your goal. So with him, he knew that he wasn't going to get much chance to get married, but he wants to get married. You see the Mars here? Where Mars is in your chart is where you must be proactive and go get it. So our friend, you know how we met? We met in January 2008. Now bear in mind, January is the month of the ox. Inside ox, you have what? You have Ji, right? Ji is my DO. Okay, so I met him in my DO month. You understand this, my son is already 17 years old. I have no intention of getting married again already. I'm quite happy, I'm done already, you know. At that time, I was 38, 39, somewhere there. So what happened was that in November 2007, okay, my dog died and I was very depressed. I'm very attached to my dog, son. So when he died and I was very depressed, a friend said to me, hey, look, I've got this free ticket to a TheJiveAcademy event. Why don't you come? I rejected. I didn't want to go because I felt that I wasn't in the mood to meet anybody. But on that day itself, the universe, Pian wants me to go out. Why do I say that? Number one, for some strange reason, my mom came and woke me up early that morning. I usually don't wake up so early. She woke me up at 6:15. And then I was turning and rolling in bed. And then my friend calls and say, are you on the way? So I shut down the phone completely, but people still managed to get through to me because I had other phone numbers. I didn't know that they had those phone numbers as well. So what happened, long story short, I told myself, okay, it's only 20 minutes to the event starting time. I'm going to rush. If I can make it, I make it. If I cannot, then too bad. Guess what? I got lost in the taxi. The taxi driver took a long route. And then on top of taking the long route, we got stuck in a jam. And then he had to circle out, don't know which exit. And then in the end, we got lost. So I told myself, see, not meant to be there. Wow, so happy, yeah. But guess what? When I got there, I had 1 minute to spare. So I said, okay lah, since I decided I'm going to be here, I might as well give it my 300%. So I rushed to the registration door and I actually made it in. Now you make it in, a TheJiveAcademy event is like Anthony Robbins, a lot of people by the thousands. So I went in and they said, take a seat. So I chose this seat next to this guy because the whole atrium was quite full except for a few rows at the back. And I saw this guy and I thought, okay, there are 4 or 5 seats in there. I can just go and take one of the seats next to him lah. So that I did. And then during the event, they will say, okay, you go for your break, you come back, sit in a different seat, correct or not? So I follow all the rules, I play the game, I participate. But everywhere I turn, Pian, he is there one, no? So to me, because I believe in metaphysics, right? So to me, it was like, everywhere I go today, I see this bugger. Day 1, day 2, day 3, he is always there. So what do? We went out for dinner together, lor. So we went for lunch on first day. I kept my distance. Second day, third day. Then finally, third day, he said, why don't we go out for a movie? So I said, I don't know you, ma. Molala asked me to go movie. I mean, you really want to get to know me, then you don't need to say anything. Your party, just bring over lah. And he really gave me his party. So on our first date, I read his party. And when I saw this, my first question to him was, I'm going to ask you some questions very directly. You must answer me honestly. Now, our friend, Moon in Taurus, Sun in Aquarius, people with Sun in Aquarius, they are usually very honest one. And then his day master is also Ren. Okay, usually very honest one. So I told him, I asked you answer directly. I see some scars on your hand. What is it? I thought he's using drugs, you see. But when you look at it, he has Venus in house 4. Medical issue is nephritis. Okay, nephritis means kidney failure. Okay, so with kidney failure in the picture, I never knew a kidney patient before, so I don't know what the dialysis points look like. So he was explaining to me, and that's how I came to learn all about kidney care, heart care, blood pressure, this and that. So this one here, house 4, is from, when you look at the Western astrology chart, the first house is your first 18 months of life. Second house is 18 months to 36 months. This is the 3rd year to 4.5 year old. So when house 1 to house 10, house 1 to house 4, it is from age 1 to 10. So when did he get his kidney failure? Age 7. Okay. At age 7, he already had nephritis. Nephritis is basically acute or sudden shutdown of kidney. So then I looked at his diet. Yes, diet not so very good. Okay. With Saturn in house 6, if you remember, house 6 is digestion issues or immune system. So the moment you have something inside there, you are in trouble already. So I didn't know how bad the situation was, but of course through the years I realized that. But you see, his first 10 years, he already has thyroid problem, lung problem, heart problem, kidney problem. That's a lot for a small body to deal with. Okay. He didn't go for dialysis until he was about age 19, 20, 21, somewhere in NS, he said. So later we will look at the party and I will show you when exactly he started dialysis. So at the age of 7 all the way until then, the point when he started dialysis, he was put on medication. Medication to do what? To delay having to go on dialysis and all that stuff. So medication destroys your what? Liver, right? So where is his liver? House job, which is also a health house, right? And this is weakest link. So his liver has had a lot to process. Steroids every single day of his life. You have this medicine, that medicine, okay? So his liver is not very strong already. And then to top it off, North Node says no romance, but he wants to get married, correct? Mars here says you want it, you got to go get it. So that's exactly what he was doing at the TheJiveAcademy workshop. He was going to get it. He basically targeted me now. So it was only years after we got married, then I started to talk to him about this. I said, I think it's our yuanfen is really very strong because I ended up marrying you when I said I didn't want to get married. And I also felt that the whole room, so many people, pian, I must choose you. And that's when he confessed. He said, you didn't choose me, I stalked you. He confessed that everywhere I went, he purposely shadowed me so that every time I turn around, he's there. So this is a man who knows what he wants. He wants to get married. He knows he has to go get it, so he just went for it. How did he know this? He actually also studied Western Astro. Okay? And then, of course, he studied Bazi Feng Shui also. But at that point in time, that was his explanation to me. Interesting, right? So from chart alone, you can see already. So what kind of spouse will he have? You see house 5, house 7, you see moon sign, you see sun sign, Venus sign, and Mars. Correct? All down here, second quadrant. So second quadrant, emotional, right? Very emo person. So, okay, point number 1. His spouse, his wife, is very emo one, which I was when I first met him. I was super duper emo. Every little thing triggers me off. I actually learned a lot from him in terms of how to grow as a person. You see his moon in Taurus? His descendant is in Taurus right now. His partner is very stubborn. So, number 2, emo and stubborn. Number 3, where does his wife come from? House 4, someone who is always at home one, or someone from the neighborhood. For me, I'm always at home. Even before COVID, I spent a lot of time at home one. So someone homey, that means sweet one lah, not pretty one, because you don't put on makeup, you don't dress nicely, you know, you wake up, you put on a pair of shorts and you go to work already what. So yeah, he always joked that he always got the short end of the stick because he met me at a space in life where I was really let go and I don't care one. So that seems to fall in line with that. You look at his sun is in Aquarius right now. So the wife can be from anywhere because Aquarius natural placement is house 11. House 11 means from anywhere in the world. So his wife could have been any race at all. But first of all, he must go and khao sua the zabo first. Okay? You see his Venus, the type of woman he likes. Venus in Aquarius. He likes somebody who is prone to, or someone who is spontaneous, not someone who is so anal. But this is a point where we always laugh about because I'm quite anal. I'm a rising Capricorn. I'm a sun spot. I like to plan things. Today, what time I'm going to do what, with who, how long it will take, what time I finish, how long I rest, and so on and so forth. So with him, he likes someone spontaneous. So obviously, I don't fall in that category, right? So how come he still end up with me? Because, as he said, out of 10 things I want in a life partner, you fulfill 8. It's good enough already. No perfection one. So I think it's a very good practice to have. Okay, actually listing down the qualities that you want and then counting off how many your chosen partner actually has. So I asked him, I'm not spontaneous, how are we going to fix the problem?
JX 啦，真啦，change 咗啦。呢個可以 rename 咯。
Somebody's mic is on. You want to mute that? Okay. So I asked. So I was asking him, how are we going to solve this problem? Because I'm not spontaneous. He used one word, training. Okay? And that is exactly what he did with me. He trained me That's why I say if a person can train a dog, you can train a man, you can train a woman. He trained me to be more flexible. You know, I can be working all day, which is my usual pattern, and then he will just molala come up behind me and smack me on the shoulder and say, and if I give him the look that says I'm in the middle of something, he will just stand there and not go away. So in the end, I also learned, just go with the flow. So he has taught me to be more spontaneous through life. Okay. Then we look at his Sun, Venus, Mars. His Mars is in Aries. So he likes a woman that is independent. Why? Doesn't matter why, he just likes an independent person. But his story is that because he knows he got all this problem, if let's say one day something happens to him and then he dies, right? He wants to know that the wife can handle it, that she won't totally collapse and be done, you know. So I think in that sense, a lot of people see that I'm very strong and independent. I am on some level, much stronger than most people, not just women, but much stronger on many aspects. But the thing is that no matter how strong a person is, there is always a limit. You understand? But I think he passed on at a time when, to be honest, I'm very grateful. I have a lot of good friends. They help me out. Okay? So, but bottom line, this is what he desires in his wife, someone who is independent. So when I was married to him, the years we were together, we are not lampokoan. We love to go movies, we love to go library. Okay? But some of the movies he don't like to see because he calls it a chick flick. Okay lor, chick flick what kaki lor. So I go for the movie on my own, and he's fine with it. He's not lampokoan. And you see, he values independence, and he once told me, if I value independence, it means I have to trust my woman. So if my woman is not with me for 1 hour, I should be okay. I should not be having to text her all the time, where are you, who are you with, and so on and so forth, which I think makes a lot of sense. Okay, I can go out partying with my girlfriends because when I married him, we were still quite young. I come back at 3 a.m. and my first thought is, oh shit, he's definitely going to quarrel with me when I come home. But no, because why? He likes to sleep. Moon in Taurus. He sleeps about 2+ every day. So when I came home, he was already in bed, very comfortable, lights out, buried under the blanket. He just turned around, looked at me and said, did you have fun? I said, yeah. Okay, go and sleep. And that was it. No arguments. Okay, so this is a man who likes peace. This is a man who wants to know that if I choose this person, I must trust that person. So his say and do is also very consistent one. Why is that so? I mean, basically he's a sun Aquarius, is a planet of inconsistency, right now. I mean, they're spontaneous one to a fault. But his moon is in Taurus, and he likes things easy. You see, he's capable, but he likes things easy. He wants people to do for him. He's a sun in Aquarius. Every morning, when he wakes up, it's very simple for me. It's like, this is my second son. Okay, a male Aquarius is like another child because he wants the wife to tell him what to wear, what to eat, you know, where we are going today, plan everything for him. So you're like a PA commander. I said he wants to sleep with you. So this is so this is the Western astrology chart of his personality. Okay, now you look at his chart here. He also has 3 planets in quadrant 4. Must learn to be spiritual, right? Not? He is very spiritual. I'm not just saying it because this guy is like, he really believes that there's always space to help another person. Why? You see, is this one, the red line? It's a triangle, right? Not? So this house 12 affairs, house 6 affairs, house 3 affairs are a source of stress for him, which means his diet or his medical state, his unconscious mind, and his thinking mind. So basically, this is a man who is constantly mental masturbating. Meaning he's always asking why like this, why like that? Why cannot be like this and why cannot be like that? Okay, very stressful, right? So what does he do? He went to house 9. Because why? This is the collection point. You don't see the long one, you see the 2 short ones. Okay, this 3 house, 3 house. So the stress factor is originating from house 3. So you go 6 houses away, opposite end, house 9. What is in house 9? Spirituality again. Or a more conventional view is house 9 is religious beliefs, or your higher self, your higher beliefs. So Stan has always been someone who is very pro-religion. He's the one who will drag me to temple, go and pray, or like today's Guanyin birthday, he wants to go here, he will drag me lah. I'm not the sort to go religion one, but he is, so I will follow him. So in that sense, I also become more religion inclined, but I'm not a very good Buddhist, I tell you honestly. Now you look at his house first quadrant, here, only 2 planets. He never really bothered with his physique because when we first met, his body was still okay one. He was very strong and able, quite cute actually, and I love the way he moved, because when he moved, his bum sachets, it's like he's dancing, very nice and fluid. Because why? Sun in Aquarius. They have very nice broad shoulders, very nice solid lower body. The thigh is very chunky and solid one. Okay, but his health condition took a slide from about the time we got married, because he stepped into a different luck pillar. That one we will see afterwards. Now, this chart was erected the day he died. Okay. People ask me how to see death in a Western astrology chart. That one a bit more complicated, I feel. So for me, I always go back to Bazi for this. Because you see, based on Western astrology, this is his end of life, house 4. Conditions at the end of life, which can also mean retirement years. So how does he die? I mean, what is his end of life like? Supposed to be very peaceful one. Because Venus is there, conjunct Sun. Supposed to be very peaceful, but of course there'll be a bit of ngak from the women in his life, nagging. But you see his house 8, nothing there. House 8 is death. Okay, nothing there except Gemini. So that means his lungs are weak, right? No? To be honest, although Stan had a heart attack during dialysis, his official statement in the death certificate says heart attack. What triggered the heart attack was a lung infection that got really bad in the space of 6 hours. Yeah. Afternoon, I was still with him. The test results said not so very good. And before they can get him the equipment he needed, his condition just slide all the way down very fast. So end of the day, he still died because of lungs. Okay. And house 1 is your body, right? It affects your health condition also lah. He has Neptune here. At one point, he had water in his lungs, which basically means that the body did not produce sufficient albumin to keep the water and the blood separate. So whenever he breathes, right, he was breathing in water as well, so he cannot sleep. So for the longest time, past his after his first brush with death, he don't sleep flat like us. He sleep at 45 degrees. Then 我陪他这样睡咯。then 我们两个讲话在睡觉咯。Yeah, so that's our life. So this is how this man can plot on for so many years. We got married, we met in 2008, right? We got married in 2009, March. And then he passed on in 2017. Yeah. So that's about 10 years lah. So when I first met him and he said wanted to get married, I said don't want, because the most we have also 10 years only. Okay, and some people at this point will say it's 3 lah, but later you see the Bazi, you will understand. So his thinking is forever the optimist, Sun in house 4, forever the optimist. I have 10 good years is better than no good year. I still want to get married. That is his viewpoint. So then what is his concept of what it means to be married? Why did he so urgently want to get married? He wants to feel that he belongs to somebody. You understand? For someone who has all these health issues, his former girlfriends did not want to get married, did not want to get committed to him, because obviously the financial requirement is there, not to mention on the emotional strength that must be there. So he felt that no one actually loved him enough to want to make a commitment to him. Why so? Rising Scorpio. They appear confident, but actually they are not. Okay. You see his coming back to his death issue from Western astro chart. You see this Neptune? Neptune is water, right now. going into his house 5, exiting his house 4. You can see it, right? Remember what I said, it is never about when a planet is in the middle of a house. It is always at the entry and exit point. So I take this away so you can see. You see his Neptune? It is right at the exit point of house 4. So water, lung failure. Okay, then you see his house 12 on that day itself, the day he died. This chart is erected on the day of his death. Okay, you see this whole thing here in house 12, his weakest link. So what gave way? Liver gave way, kidney gave way. His blood stats also not very nice for that morning's blood test. So basically it was like the body just fell apart. Yeah. Did he know he was dying? I don't know about that. I don't know that I can actually say that he knew that he was dying on this day itself, okay? But previously, a few weeks ago, he did tell me, he said, I don't think I can make it. So I was asking him, have you given up? He said, no, he has not. Why do I believe that he has not given up? You see his Pluto here? Pluto in house 3. He is still fighting. Strong will. Okay? You see his Sun in house 1. Strong will. He wants to live. This one here basically says that he had no control. You can want to live, but your body cannot support. Yeah, so did he want to live? Yes, definitely. Did he know that he wasn't able to make it at that point in time? I think he knew, because you see his North Node going through in house 10. Okay, so that means South Node going in house 4. House 4 is your inner thoughts. So he knew that he wasn't going to make it really. Okay. Yeah, so did he give up? Not really. He was fighting all the way. Okay. Yeah, so this is from Western astrology aspect point of view. Any questions? You can unmute your mic. I stop sharing this one first, and then there you go. You can unmute your mic and ask your questions. I can hear you. No question. If no question, we continue with Bazi.
Esther, I want to ask, right? Why some Aquarius is honest?
They don't know how to lie because they are the last, the 11th of the 12th sign. What is the sign age?
Oh, very old.
Very old already. So when they don't lie, they low more.
Oops.
It's the same for female Aquarius. They're a bit more low more, but they don't lie one because they want to be liked.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so if they want to like you, they will tell you the white lies lah, but they will not like blatantly lie. You know, one thing about Stan is that whenever I ask him, because I seldom wear dresses, okay. The only time he saw me in a dress was when we went to ROM because it was mandatory to wear a dress for your own marriage. And of course, I asked him, how do I look in this dress? I don't feel very comfortable. Of course, because he wants to be like, he said, you look nice lah. Small white lies like that is okay lah. But you ask him honestly, if you know, just now that case I was so angry. What do you think? Was I an asshole? He will tell you lah. Yes, you were an asshole. 就是这样. The real things he's willing to tell me because I'm the spouse, his son in house 4. He sees me as one. He doesn't see me as my other half. He sees me as his other one. You understand? Okay? Yeah.
Esther?
Yes.
Esther, Raymond here.
Yes, Raymond.
So what happened if my charts, right, do not have planet in house 1, house 3, house 4?
No planet in house 1, 3, and 4. What sign do you have in house 4?
House 4. You mean the zodiac sign, is it?
Yeah, correct.
House 4, the zodiac sign.
What color?
Wait, hold on. What is this already? Wait. Let me refresh back. Hold on a minute, This one should be.
Oh, Lomo is not long-winded. Sorry, Lomo is yeah, I suppose it's long-winded in a way, but it's a lot like old people talk nonsense.
Esther.
Yeah.
My my house 4 have Virgo.
What is your sun sign?
Sun sign is Aquarius.
So your sun Aquarius, sudden death.
Sudden
What
death.
is in your house 8?
House 8. House 8. You mean the planet, is it?
Yeah.
Planet is Mars.
What is your rising sign again?
My rising sign.
Gemini.
Wait how to look at the rising sign?
The 9 o'clock position.
Should be Taurus. The ascendant is Taurus.
He said Virgo in house 4, right?
Yes, Virgo is house 4.
So 3, 2, 1, 6, 5, 4, 3. Gemini, ma?
Okay,
You want to
ascendant,
show
right?
me your chart? Ascendant.
Ascendant is 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
No. Ascendant is the 9 o'clock position.
Yeah, 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Is it below the AC, right?
Yeah, the AC. Yes.
Yeah. The AC. Oh, if the AC, you mean the rising star, is it?
Correct.
The rising star is what is this?
Is Taurus or is
Taurus.
yeah.
Alright, so your house sector is a bit different. So your rising Taurus, sun Aquarius, Mars in house 8, and then you have Virgo in house 4 planets. Your later part of life, you quite domesticated, and unfortunately a lot of gut issues.
A lot of
Gut, G-U-T. Stomach.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably like ulcer, that kind of thing. And not gastric ulcer, because gastric would be seen in house 6, but this one is more of stomach area, not epigastric, but stomach area, intestine, that side.
So it's
So
all
your
related
death,
to health lah.
yeah, of course. But yours is sudden death. Sorry, a very blunt conversation here, because this is there's no way I can delicately explain things here. So I just very open, direct conversation here. Mars in house 8. House 8 is how you die. Okay, you are sun Aquarius, which means sudden. With Mars, there is violent. So sudden, violent death. Do you drive?
Yes.
Do you ride motorbike?
No.
Bicycle?
No.
Okay, so basically you only drive lah. So what you need to do is be careful when you drive. Always use your seat belt. I think last year in December, some of us here know this friend of ours. He was a passenger in a car, and he got thrown out of the car in an accident. And then he had to go for an operation and remove, I think, 30 cm of his intestines. So that's quite nasty. And he doesn't even have your placements. Okay, so when you take a ride in your car, whether you're a driver or whether you're a passenger or whether you someone else bang you from behind or whatever, always use a seatbelt. Make sure your car is always serviced properly. Violent death can also mean, do you work with machinery?
No.
No. If you work with machinery, then obviously that is also possible.
Oh, I see.
I mean, I can give you keywords, but to actually see how it actually happens depends on many factors lah. Okay.
But is that like, for example, sudden strokes? Is it under the sudden death also?
Not everybody dies suddenly from a stroke. You can get a stroke in the brain, but you may not die from it.
Okay.
They call it aneurysm. Yeah. But for you, as a rising, as a sun Aquarius, tumors are a possibility in your life, so you go and get yourself checked out, because the tumor can be anywhere.
All right.
Okay, so now we look at his. You're welcome.
Yep.
So now we look at his party. Close the Western Astro chart. Yeah, open his party. Okay. We look at his party.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is his party. Can see? Can You can see he's a 壬水 day master. 很大方的他的人，真的是很大方。When we first got married, he gave his flat to his mother. I think that's very generous of anyone. He gave his property to his mom. Okay, and his idea was that it's okay, we can make our own money again. All right. Unmute. Yeah. Okay. So he is a 壬水 day master, right? You see his chart. We want to first identify how bad is his health state. Okay. You notice that he is water born in spring. So his day master not very strong, not born in season. Okay, so that's one point against him. Now you notice his day master is not rooted. It is not here at all. Day master is this one. You don't see the same symbol appearing in this circle, right? So day master not rooted. That's another 1 point against him. So he's quite weak already. Now to check lifespan, because lifespan tells us how long we live, right or not? Oh, speaking of lifespan, we backtrack a bit. Just now, his Western astrology chart, he has Gemini on house 8. People with Gemini on house 8, short lifespan. Okay, that's something to take note of. Air signs are short lifespan. He jaka sits a gao hui. It's not very long lah, but at the same time, it's quite a long time considering that he was having this issue since he was 7 years old. Okay. Now you look at his lifespan in the Bazi. So in Bazi, what we do when we look for lifespan is we look for two things, right? One is wood, another one is resource factor, right? First we look for wood. His wood, he's born in the season of wood, but he only got one here. So his lifespan already not looking very good already. Okay. Resource, he's a day master water. His resource factor will be metal, right now. He has metal here lah, in his ear pillar. Here. He has here. But you see the day metal, this is metal, but this is yin metal, this is yang metal. His yang metal is not rooted. Everything is best to be rooted lah, in terms of lifespan. It's stronger that way. Okay. Now, this party was drawn today. He stepped into this pillar 48. Okay, the year he died. 2017, 47, yeah, 48 years old. Okay, the year he died. So you look at this, his water here strengthens his water, but then like not very strong. Why then? we look at his chart, we look for what we call the goat blade star. Okay, goat blade star, its presence is like the 7 killing star like that. It basically means that you will go through a surgery. Whether the surgery is because of illness or because of accident, 很难讲. Other factors lah. So now we look for his goat blade star. Goat blade star is determined based on day master one. So his day master is 壬水. What is his goat blade star? Red. Which he has in his party. So that's also not good news already. And then you see his red is in DE. Okay. Now, the fact that his red, this one is surgery. He from young he already had to go through a lot of surgeries because initially it was the kidney not working. They had to put in the dialysis tube. Then after that he had parathyroid issues, cannot even stand up. And then after that he had hormonal issues, cannot go for surgery. This, that, so he went for operation many times. When we got married in 2009, right? I mean, we met in 2008, but we were already cohabiting before we got married 1 year later. In this 1 year, from the whole of 2008, his health already took a very deep dive because we got married here. Okay, we got married when he was in this pillar. We just stepped in. During that time, he had parathyroid issues, which basically means that your parathyroid extracts calcium from your bones and then dumps it anywhere it wants in your bloodstream. So it hardens your joints. So when it hardens your joints, you cannot stand, cannot sit, cannot do anything properly one. So 要去开刀。开刀到了 hormone 又不好，没办法开刀。So we had to wait for 1.5 years before we could solve that problem. So in that time frame, he lost a lot of muscle mass, which is also seen in his Western astro chart as well. Now his gold blade star is this one. Where is his 7 killing star? 7 killing. 7 killing. 7 killing. 7 killing. You don't want to see a 7 killing star when you go for operation. It basically signifies very high risk. Okay, but this is a man, I tell you, his willpower was fantastic. In 2010, he had a kidney transplant. Okay. After the kidney transplant, the body refused to take to the transplant. The organ couldn't work. So we had to switch medication for it to work. And they had to do another minor procedure. That time alone, his kidney survived for 1 year only. And people kidney transplant normally is the maintenance every month is to just take some cheap immunosuppressant medicines that cost Singapore $200. His body rejected, well, right or not? Rejected, so the doctors prescribed him a new drug costing $8,000 a month. We also bo pian, we also take. But then in 2011, he had multiple organ shutdown. This was when he almost died. Okay, 2011 was which? What animal sign? I have to check, but can someone check it for me? And then when he had his multiple organ, rabbit,
yeah.
Okay, later you just bear that in mind. Later I will show you how the rabbit comes in. Now, he went for multiple surgeries in 2011. Doctor said can die already lah. He won't wake up on the operating table. But we bo pian wo. We don't operate, he will die. We operate, he will also die. But at least he got a chance of survival. So bo pian, we went ahead with the operation. Now you see his blood 9 star. Blood 9 star is based on your day branch. This one. So his blood 9 star based on dog is actually red again. Okay, so he already has a gold blade star. He has a blood 9 star. Not very good already, yeah. So basically, when his whole life he will have operation one. You following, right? But whole life, if he must go for operation, means it's a very high risk because he's 7K all over. Okay. But he hang that in his 2 luck pillar here, no 7K lah. I think you've got 7K coming in lagi jialat already. And then we talk about the next star, the heavenly dog, otherwise known as the sky dog star. His sky dog star is monkey, which is not in his chart. It comes in only here, but then he already died, so tak pakai. Okay, so sky dog he don't have. So that's not so bad, right? Now we look for strangle star. Strangle star, if you have it, it means you are very prone to accidents. And if the strangle star happen to be in your spouse palace, it is also no good. Your marriage will not be very good. You'll be divorced lah. So again, it's based on day branch. His day branch is dog. So his strangle star is toe, ox. He hang lah. Here don't have lah. Okay. So he had his 2011 is rabbit, right now. For me, I write E4 lah. Okay, so rabbit. Now, one more star that you need to look out for is the shooting star. Shooting star is based on heavenly stamp. Which heavenly stamp? This one and this one. So both the year and the day master. So based on his year pillar, his shooting star is dragon. Dragon came here. Remember just now I said that during his NS days he had to go for dialysis already because he collapsed. He collapsed in the NS toilet. Because of his special medical condition, right? He didn't serve the PMT and all that. The 3 months basic military training. He was sent straight to be a top, to be a admin clerk with highest security clearance one. So he started serving NS that way. And one day he went to the bathroom, he collapsed inside there. So 马上去开刀了. Okay? Because this one, he stepped in at 18. So when he went NS, within first few months, he already cut out already. So he's excused from reservists and that kind of thing. Then we look at his day stamp. Day stamp is 壬水. So his shooting star is tiger. So our friend has this one and tiger to contend with. You tell me this guy's willpower strong or not? Through his life, he's had one incident after another, medical situation, and he always comes out strong. Okay? Mutual gold blade, all that he don't have. Lifespan, I already teach you how to see. He needs to have wood and metal. Wood, he got very limited. Now he only. Metal, this one not rooted one. See, and then when he was here, this pillar is when we were married. We just got married, and then he stepped into this pillar. Then towards the end, he died. Okay, now you look at his chart, bachelor chart, okay? Because he got this star. The bachelor stars are tiger, snake, monkey, and pig. So if you are a male today, born male, I don't care whether you had sex change or not, if you're born male, and then you have any of the bachelor star, then chances of you getting married is very low lah. So you want to get married, you must make it happen one. Okay? But then you want to ask yourself this question, you want to get married for what? With Stan, it was very obvious, okay? He very practical, rising Scorpio. You know what he told me? Yeah, we can just live together, and I can still be a father to your son and all that, but I don't get my kidney transplant. I was like, wow, 很现实耶. He's a rising Scorpio, very realist. Because as a married person, you get priority on the transplant list. 就是这么简单. And why he dare to tell me? Because I'm someone who likes the truth. He also know, because I'm rising Capricorn, Sun, Scorpio. You tell me the truth. If I really feel like it's a fair thing, we might do it. So when he explained to me the logic behind getting married, I was like, okay, lor, get married, lor. If nothing else, at least he get his kidney, lah. Then after, through a few years, he confessed. Because our friend does not know the meaning of the word love one, because he's an air sign, Sun Aquarius. I mean, he has intense feelings because he's a rising Scorpio and he has Neptune in house 1. But did he love me when we got married? No, leh. Now, Mr. Tan was very realistic about the whole thing. I get married because why? Number 1, I want my kidney. Number 2, I save on diaper and milk money. Is that straightforward? Only years later, I asked him, so was there actually any love after all the years? I take care of you. You know what was his answer? The day I felt so ill and you still stuck around, That was when I realized I love you. So you see, with the Sun Aquarius is a very sudden insight like lightning. Pop! Hey, I actually love this woman. So it took a crisis for him to see that he actually loves me. Did he love me when he married me? No. Very straightforward, rising scope. Okay, come back to Pazi, So we see that his chart already got all this right now. How not very good eh. How come I still marry him? Because he made me laugh 就是这么简单. Because rising Capri and Sun Scorp, I told you before, Capri and Scorpio is very similar one. So what happens is that they are very jaded people. So sometimes they look to laugh. So Stan made me laugh, so that was why I married him. Okay. Now you see his DE, death and emptiness. For those who have studied Bazi, you're more familiar with it. This is called death and emptiness. It halves everything right now. If it's a good thing, half. Only half the good thing will come. If it's bad thing, only half the bad thing will come. Correct? So when you look at it this way, all these challenges in his way is like quite thorough. But how come he can survive this time here? 借老婆命啊 See? You see, man direct wealth star is get married right now. So he was stepping out. The year I met him, he was already last year in this pillar. Last year to get direct wealth wife. So 他没有别的选择了. It was marry her and become a husband or go. Lose his dream of getting a transplant. So he married me, no? Okay. Then we step into this pillar. He stepped into this pillar. You see his DO star. He very cute. He tell me bo pian I suck time listen to wife because why? DO star. Okay. Now we look at death. You don't just look at your own party, you know. You have to look at your wife's party also. Does that surprise you? I hope it doesn't, but we need to change screen now. I show you one more thing. When you look at a party to see death, you also need to look at your spouse party. Okay. You see this? This is my party, yeah? I'm the wife, ma. You see this? When your spouse, hey, sorry dear. I'm trying to get the drawing line. Yeah. So when your spouse star meets with the death and the DE, is when you either remarry. That means this is my chart, right? So when I step into this DE or when I step out of this DE, which is the year he died, I either remarry or my husband will die. You see that? This is really saktam bo pian one. Rotate, eraser, clean. I don't know why the blue line cannot go away, but never mind that. You see this? DE, yeah? When I married him, I was 39. Okay, 38, 39, somewhere there. So I was still in this pillar. Then at age 40, I stepped in. The year he died was the year when I just stepped out of this 10-year luck pillar. So, like I said, it's always the entry point or the exit point. He passed away when I was stepping out on my last DE pillar. The last year in my DE pillar. Okay, so yeah. So then, based on this same theory, what I did was I went to check on my son's party because he got girlfriend, ma. He's very sure he's very sure that he wants to marry this girl, ma. So how do I know? I mentioned before that I will probably outlive my son, right now. How do I know? Because I see his party and I compare it with the girl's party. That's like, oh, he will die before the girl, or he will die younger. So I calculated lah, and then that's how I know that okay, I outlive my son and I have to take care of myself in my older years. So that's why whatever he wants to do now, I encourage because his lifespan not very long, 60 something only, which is in itself enough lah, I feel. Okay. Now, this is basically how you see health and death lah. Wait, let me see if I can show you another chart in alignment with this thing. You see, this is Stan's profile. You see, he is 100% 7 killing star. Okay, so he very gassy, he very kaka to do anything one. He dares to try anything. Because why? No choice. Okay, then we see his 10-year luck pillar. See, where's that red pen? Can you all see this screen?
Esther cannot see your screen.
Wait. Okay, share screen. This one. There you go. Okay. So 20 wait, I need to find the annotation. Okay. See, 2010, this is his surgery star. That's how we know that 2010, he actually, Tiger is his surgery star. We actually know that he got a chance for transplant. So during that time, right, I mean, we met in 2008, okay, in the month of January, which is my DO. And then we know that this year here, he will have a chance for transplant. And the Feng Shui star also supported it. It was at our main door. This year and this year, we travel a lot because our work requires us to travel. So this year, when we knew that, okay, he may have a chance of a transplant, so we had to make a decision first. Are we going to be still traveling so much this year, or are we just going to stay at home and wait for the transplant? Because once the hospital calls you and says there's a kidney opportunity for transplant, you have 45 minutes to turn up at the hospital. That's all you have, 45 minutes. And then you start doing the blood test, do the matching, the blah, the blah, the blah, prepare you if you match. And then straight away you're going for operation already. So we chose not to travel. He got his transplant. Mao is his weakness star, his funeral door star. So in this year, his kidney, his whole internal system, multiple organs shut down. It just shut down. 1 minute we are having dinner, nice, arguing about why we are having fast food for dinner, because you know I don't like fast food. And then his sentiment was once in a while it's okay. So we were arguing. Half an hour later, dinner finished. He suddenly grabs me and said he cannot breathe. And so we rushed off to the GP. The GP said, this one looks very serious. He cannot fix it. Asked us to go to A&E, Tan Tock Seng. So we ended up at SGH because his records are at SGH. Within half an hour, SGH doctor said, okay, his lung shut down already. They have to intubate him. Do I agree or not? Of course, agree lah. So after intubate already, another half an hour later, they said the heart is failing. What do they want me? What do I want them to do? Of course, resuscitate lah. So we did everything. He survived against all odds. And then in 2017, Rooster, inside Rooster is metal. Okay, in this year, monkey year, if you remember, monkey is his what? Monkey is his heavenly dog star, right? Yeah, based on the fact that his day branch is dog. So monkey is his sky dog, heavenly dog star, which means operation. So this year itself, his transplant kidney really goya already. In 2011, they said the transplant kidney shut down already, but then we use alternative medicines. We use negative ion, we use stem cell, we use every darn thing that we could get our hands on. The kidney actually revived, the transplant kidney. It revived, but then in 2016, it started to decline again. And this is when he went for another operation. And then in the beginning of 2017, the transplant kidney died. It just died in March, somewhere there. End February, early March, it died. So he went for dialysis. And during dialysis, one of the months, he was back on dialysis for only a few more months only. Then after his heart cannot take it already. Because you imagine this man, from the age of 18 years old, 18, 19, he dialyzed all the way until 2010. 2010, he was 40 years. Also for 20 years, he was dialyzing. 20 years is a long time to be dialyzing. Your heart cannot take that kind of stress on. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's why I say when people don't understand why I'm so pro-health, I seriously want to tell you all, be pro health, because once you lose your health state, nothing you do is going to bring it back on, and then it's very painful for you. Okay, this is his chart, his party. You see this? This is his bachelor star, correct? You see my chart, Okay, I show you my chart. How to tell that it's a widow? How to tell that it's the widow chart? But right now, Esther would like to know how to turn this on. Cotto matte. Okay. And then we share screen. This one. No, this is his chart. Sorry, 1 minute. There you go. How do you tell that this is a widow chart? Number one, he died when I stepped out of my DE, correct? Remember? This year, when this was the last year, and then after that, when I was exiting this pillar, he died. But you also need to see, this one is widow star. So you have ox, then you have dragon, then you have goat, and then you have dog. These are the 4 widow stars. So, I mean, the year I stepped out of my DE pillar was this year, this one, which basically means that I'm now in this pillar already, because this is old age years, okay? So I will be a widow before I hit my retirement. So when I count back, I compare his chart with my chart. Basically, that was the 10 years. So again, his logic was, I have 10 years together with you, can make it happy years, good years, better than not a single year. So that is why it's only 10 years. Understand? And then you look at his party, there's another trick to teach you. You look at his party.